ESPN, if y'all only want to keep that one black pepper that we call sass in y'all salt shaker of a company, that's all y'all had to say. But for y'all to sit up here and play in Ryan Clark's and Cam Newton's face with all the experience that they have, is absolutely crazy. Y'all set up there and fired these two people, knowing that they have all this experience and drew people to the show for you. And y'all decided to fire them in the most distasteful way. Baby, if you gonna fire me before I come and work your job. Don't sit up here and make me do this whole entire show. And because you felt like Ryan had already caught wind of him getting fired, you remove him 10 minutes before the show is over. Now, what it was is that you thought he was going to use them last 10 minutes to air y'all asses out. What's so sad is that after all these years that he's been with y'all, this is what y'all thought of him. And then ESPN, you got me around here about to take up for Cam Newton. But I got to give props where props is due. He knows the game. And for y'all to get rid of these people that have experience in the game and probably is going to replace them for some non-MF factors is absolutely asinine and probably going to pay them a buckload. I just hope ESPN understands that they probably lost a lot of viewership because of this. But I'm pretty sure that Cam Newton and Ryan Clark understand that what's for them is for them. And they know how to pivot, i.e. Ryan Clark already being a part of the podcast, The Pivot, and Cam Newton having his Funky Friday and 4th and 1. So I'm pretty sure they are going to be okay. And I know they are going to have calls lined up probably by yesterday.
Okay, y'all, ESPN really said, this is Sports Center, and then cut the sports from the center. Ryan Clark got the call that he was fired while he was literally on set shooting NFL Live mid-show. And then not even 24 hours later, they came back for Cam Newton. Now, this is the same network that's made billions off the dab. They just dabbed the guy who invented it. I mean, I got jokes, but this one's actually wild. Let's get into it. All right, so welcome back to the CLOUT Report. Here's what actually happened, because the details are honestly crazier than the headline. So on Monday, Ryan Clark, Super Bowl champion, 13 years in the NFL, one of the faces of the league, one of the faces of NFL Live, reportedly making around $2 million a year, is at work doing his job, cameras rolling, and that's when he found out. On the clock, mid-taping, he hopped on social media next morning and called it, quote, madness. Said his quote, peace with God, which respect, because I would not have been that grateful, honestly. Now, Tuesday rolls around. Cam Newton gone. And Cam wasn't some side guy either. He was Stephen A's Monday co-host on First Take all NFL season. That was actually Shannon Sharp's old seat. Cam Newton took that chair, and now that chair is just empty. And it's not just them. Carl Ravish, Tom Pelissero, Charles Davis, Bart Scott, Stephania Bell, David Lloyd, a whole wave. There's a leaked memo from ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro saying they had to make some, quote, difficult decisions about job impacts while they fold the NFL network people they just acquired into the building. So basically, ESPN bought NFL Network, ended up with 2 of everything, and started returning the originals, in so many words. Like, that's the business of expansion. But hold that thought, because the math is about to make y'all sick. Okay, so here's the part that got the internet in the chokehold. At the same time, ESPN is cutting a $2 million analyst mid-broadcast. Reports are out saying they're in talks to pay Pat McAfee $60 million annually.
Oh my God.
60. You can keep 30 Ryan Clarks for one McAfee. I'm not even saying McAfee isn't worth it to him. Dude prints engagements. He's saying the optics are giving Super Bowl 50 press coverage. Y'all remember that? Hoodie up, head down, one word answers, walks off. That's the energy of the whole news cycle. Except this time, it's ESPN that should be sitting there pouting under the hoodie because everybody's asking them the uncomfortable questions. Now, the way they did Ryan Clark, man, this is a dude whose whole brand is being the polished, prepared, suited up analyst, the Pivot podcast, the guy who never came to work off and couldn't give him a meeting, a Zoom, a calendar invite. He found out at work while working. That's not a layoff. That's an ambush with craft services. And look, the ESPN version of Cam and RC gave us years of content. So let's pour one out properly. Cam Newton is one of one, bro. This is the man who invented the dab, Superman celebration, gave the touchdown balls to the kids every Sunday. This is the man who, when a whole teenager at his camp tried to clown him, talking about, you're a free agent, looked the child dead in his eye and said, I'm rich.
You're a free agent, rich. You're a free agent. You about to be poor. I'm rich. You about to be poor. I'm rich.
And honestly, that makes that's the one clip that makes me not even worry about Cam because he's still rich. He got the 4th and 1 podcast. He's got the fits. He got the hats that look like they came from a Kentucky Derby in space. Cam's fine. And also Ryan Clark, listen, agree with his takes or not, the man showed up every single day like it was a title fight. We watched this man get into it with RG3 in the messiest analyst beef of a decade. We watched him go at people twice his size on live TV with a full 3-piece suit on. He didn't miss a rep. And ESPN's response was basically, Mariah, I don't know her. After 13 years in the league and years on set, cold. It's a cold world. Okay, so here's where I land. Because y'all know I'm not fence sitting. Not on this one. The layoff themselves, that's corporate gravity, man. ESPN bought NFL Network. There's 2 of everything. Somebody's getting cut. That part is cold and it's not a scandal. How they do it, though, that's the scandal. You don't fire a Super Bowl champion mid-taping. You just don't. There's 100 ways to do that with dignity, and they pick the one way that guarantees the story becomes about the disrespect instead of the business. Like, the clip of it happening is worth more views than anything NFL Live posted this month. This month, they created their own prices for free. And here's my spicy take. Write it down. This is the best thing that could have happened to the both of them. Real talk. Ryan Clark already owns the pivot. Cam Newton already owns 4th and 1. The podcast era pays personality, not the network. Shannon Sharp got moved out of that same first take chair and got bigger. Watch these 2 do the same thing. In a year, ESPN gonna be competing against these guys. They just let go and losing. All right, comment section. I got 2 questions. Let's work. Question 1. Was ESPN wrong? Not for the layoffs, of course, but for how they did Ryan Clark. Cold business or straight up disrespect? Pick a side. Who wins the next 12 months? Cam Newton, Ryan Clark, or ESPN? And if you say ESPN, I need you to explain yourself in detail under oath, of course. Pinning at the top of the comments, pull up. Peace.